Hey, everybody, this is Joseph Pasek, and welcome to Fired Up Network. Welcome to the NHL All Down, and welcome to Digit Murphy. Yes,
Whoop, whoop.
the female version of Don Cherry, Digit. Everybody's clamoring for Digits.
Oh,
right?
I'm sure. They miss me. I haven't been in Canada in a long time.
Yeah, well, you haven't. And why's that? We got a new prime minister. What's going on with your president? I'm the president of the provinces of Canada. I'm going to try to get you in here and all that, but it's the NHL playoffs. Are you geared up for that? We'll be talking to PWHL
I'm excited.
later on. You're excited?
I'm excited. You know, I watch women's hockey more, as you can tell and you can imagine. And my Bruins are out of the playoffs, so let's not.
Yep.
That's a sore subject for me. But I am excited for my Florida teams that I always support, as you know. And I just think that I'm excited for the playoffs. Let's see what happens.
One Florida team is going to go bye-bye because
I know
Tampa plays Florida. But we'll start with the West here. All right. Starting at Saturday, 6 p.m., St. Louis at number 1 seed in the National Hockey League, Winnipeg. Who do you like in this one?
You know, I like Winnipeg. I think that the Blues, they're okay. Their PK is a little rough. I think that Winnipeg is going to come out hard, and I'm going to say Winnipeg in 6. I'm going to say 6 games. Right. What do you think? What's yours?
I like that pick.
Okay.
The Winnipeg Jets, number 1 seed in the entire NHL, and let's see if their goaltender, who won everything, it can perform again, much like the Maple Leafs can perform in the playoffs. But I like that Winnipeg selection. Now let's
goalie counts. Goalie's so important. What is that? That's Hellebuck, right? He's
Hellebuck.
I like that
American.
guy. I like that guy.
Yeah,
of course, he's American. That's why.
Yeah, okay. But aren't we American Canada, because Canada joins the United States as the 51st state? I'll have more on that. we have 10 provinces and 2 territories. That's 12. All right, so it should be 62 states. Never mind. All right, on Saturday night, late game, 8:30. This is gonna be a barn burner. Colorado, Dallas.
I mean, you got to pick Colorado. You got to pick the Avs, right? I mean, to me, and I think Dallas is a little bit on a skid. I'm going to pick the Avs. I got to say in 6 again, because I don't think anyone's going to sweep. And then, the home team is going to steal one. So I think it's going to be 6. You're going to see the Avs in 6.
This is a toss-up for me. Colorado, Dallas, and of course, Ratton playing now instead of for Colorado, playing for Dallas. That could be a key in the series. And it's a toss-up. I'll go with Colorado to win the series.
We never agree. That's unbelievable. This is 2 for 2. What is happening?
Yeah, it must be that I'm joining the American United States of North America.
You're coming into the United States. Well, you are the president of the provinces of Canada, so now you're just going to be the president of the provinces of the U.S.
You were going to say Pickering, not Pickering. All right, so let's get to Sunday, New Jersey and Carolina.
Well. My buddy Ellen Hughes' son is out. I know Jack Hughes' mom very well. I got to pick Carolina.
Former coach of Maple Leafs, right? Sheldon Keefe. So
yeah, I gotta pick Carolina in 6 again, because without Hughes, I think New Jersey's a little boring. I hate to say it like that, yes. And I think that. I'm going to go with Carolina in 6. The Hurricanes. Hurricanes.
The world has to stop, because I agree with you.
Oh, my God.
By the way, we're going to, for Maple Leafs playoffs, we have pre and post game of every Maple Leaf game except Sunday, because there's a little thing called WrestleMania, and I'm deeming WrestleMania because The Rock's involved, and, it's in
your boy.
Yeah,
your boy, The Rock.
We won't do post-game, but I'll get you back for pre-game. But who do you like in the series? Ottawa, Maple Leafs. And I want to hear this. I know.
I know. I have to go with the Maple Leafs for the first time ever.
We agree again.
I got to do it because they might blow it. They're going to try to blow it. Okay. They're going to try to blow it, but I just don't think Ottawa is strong enough. And I even think it might be Toronto in 5.
That's what everybody says. And look, I'm the president of province of Canada, the big leaf blower like that. All right. And I'm telling you, the Maple Leafs do not make anything easy. It's not going to be a 5-game series. At least it's going to be 6 and most likely 7. All right. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what I did say. I think they're going to try to blow it. So I probably should have picked at least 6, but I just think they should kill them. It should be a sweep.
Yeah, it should be a sweep. But if Ottawa didn't have Tkachuk, because Tkachuk's going to run around and they're going to get fed up with Tkachuk and going to cost them a goal, probably cost them a game. But anyways, let's get to Minnesota and Vegas.
Well, you know who I love all the time is Vegas. So Vegas is going to crush them. I'm not going to say 4. I'm going to say Vegas in 5 because of my boy Cassidy. I mean, obviously they lost some players, but they did pick up. Didn't they pick up my boy from the Bruins, Riley Smith, at the deadline?
Yeah, they picked up.
Did they? I like him. Not that he's going to be the be all end all, but it's that little spirit from teams that won. I'm going to pick Vegas in 5. Don't tell me you agree with me.
Of course, I agree with you. Are you telling me I'm going to go with Minnesota? Come on.
I know. All right. I thought maybe you just do it to be difficult.
No, I'm not difficult. Am I difficult?
No, I'm just saying you might have wanted to be difficult because sometimes me and you, we go at it.
I'll tell you when we're difficult. When Maple Leafs reach the Stanley Cup Finals against an American team, then I'll be difficult. And I'm going to say this right now. The Maple Leafs last won the Stanley Cup in 1967. We're in 2025. It's about time. Maple Leafs have never won 3 rounds in the playoffs. Never won 3 rounds in the playoffs. Never. Now, I'm going to even say it. I was going to say it in the Maple Leafs preview. They're going to win at least 2, and they're going to get to the Eastern Conference Final. Now, I'm begging Mitch Marner, who wants another like 100-something million. Toronto, you should stay in Toronto, Digit, because you know why? Vlad Guerrero in baseball got $500 million. That's 715 million Canadian. Now Mitch Marner is going to sign probably another $100 million contract. Like, enough is enough. The money's here. The money's here.
Marner bugs me. I think he bugged me when they let Canada win that. And what it was, a 3 Nations Cup or a 4 Nations Cup. He was terrible for the U.S. He was on my team, and I was not liking him. I like him better on Toronto. I don't like him as a player. I just do not like him. I don't think he back checks. I just don't like him. He did a little better when he played for U.S., but I don't like the way he plays.
All right.
Sorry.
Montreal, Washington.
I think we got to go Washington. I know they obviously I love Ovechkin. He's breaking all the records.
It's going to be a tougher series.
I think I'm going to say, I agree, but I'm going to say, I still say it's going to be 6. Not going to go 7. I'm going to say Caps in 6. I'm going for it.
I hate to go against a Canadian team. The only reason I'm going to go against a Canadian team, because are they really Canadian or are they French Canadian?
They're French.
So it's Washington. All right. Yeah. Now, Edmonton made the Stanley Cup Finals last year, as I predicted.
As you predicted. I will admit, last year I can't believe that they made it, but you were right. I'm going to say it. You were right. Did I say that out loud?
All right. So, yeah, here's $5. All right. Edmonton and the Kings. And for the first time they met, this is the 4th year in a row. I believe this is the first time LA has home advantage. I have a sneaky feeling I'll go first. Again, I hate to go against a Canadian team. I have a sneaky feeling Edmonton loses out. I want them to go in because they went to the Stanley Cup Final and they got McDavid and they got Draisaitl, but everybody seems to were injured. So go ahead.
Yeah, I know they are dealing with injuries, but I'm gonna be the spoiler here. I'm gonna go against you here, and I'm gonna say in 7. I'm gonna pick the Oilers just because I think I want to go against you. I want to go against you on 1.
Yeah, no wonder you're on the Fired Up Network. All right, and
finally,
yeah. See, you're getting fired up there. All right, finally, I did this. It's apropos. It's Florida, Tampa against Florida. Who's your pick?
I'm I love the Panthers. I love everything they stand for. I do, though, think this one, I'm going to pick the Lightning. I feel like they've got it. They're a little better this year. And I think for Florida to do it again, it's going to be tough. So I got to pick. And I'm also thinking, I think Tampa can beat Toronto.
No, they can't. No, they can't. So, number one, Edmonton's gone and Florida's gone. The Stanley Cup final of last year, not going to make it out of the first round. So I believe Tampa is going to win, and it's going to be Tampa against Toronto, and Toronto will beat Tampa in the second round. Like I said, they're going to make it to the Eastern Conference final, and I'm begging, like I said, I'm begging. It doesn't matter if they win or lose Stanley Cup. Let me see. I am 51 years old. Let me see a Stanley Cup final in Toronto, the world's greatest city, in the 6. I don't care if they win one game. I don't care if it's swept in the Stanley Cup final. I don't care if they win. I declare it's a national holiday. It's a national holiday.
Well, you can. You're the president of the province of Canada. So I do think, though, I hope it goes 7. I'm picking Tampa, but I would not be sad if Panthers won.
And you know what? And here's another reason why the Maple Leafs will win. Doesn't matter if it's Tampa, Florida, because those guys are going to kill each other. Each other.
I know.
And in the second round, there's going to be a lot of injuries or that. But okay, I'll get Digit back for the Game 1 preview of the Maple Leafs and throughout the playoffs. But Digit, final question. You said you love ladies hockey and all that. Just recently, they're going to announce. Here, I let the spoiler out, that the PWHL, right, is going to play in Vancouver. Your thoughts?
I think it's a great move. I think they should always play in Canada. I don't think that the U.S. is ready for women's hockey yet. I'm going to say that. I hate to say it. And I don't mean
it again. Say it louder.
I think that the audience has too much to do in the United States. And I think that if the PWHL wants to continue, I said this last year, I said, if they're ever going to succeed as a league, they have to play almost all of their games in Canada. I mean, Boston's not drawing. New York's not drawing. I think Vancouver is a great pick. And you know what the next one is? Freaking Winnipeg or freaking Saskatchewan, wherever, out there somewhere.
Honestly, you know what the next one is? And they're going to succeed. I hear little
Quebec City.
Well, I want that too, but that would be Winnipeg, Quebec City are on the list. I hear
Seattle.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you have to go to markets that, quite frankly, don't have hockey in them. You have to go to Vegas.
Vancouver needs a rival, and Seattle's right there because you can't.
Or Vegas. Vegas.
Exactly. Vegas is another team. They're probably by 2028, 29. We're going to see mentioned Winnipeg, Vancouver, maybe Saskatchewan.
The salary cap is awful. No one talks about how bad the salary cap is. $800,000 in an 8-year CBA is criminal.
And you got to give it to the ladies. They work hard. And fans are attending the games, except you're right in Canada, but except in the States and all that. But everybody wants a kick, a hockey kick, a ladies hockey kick. Everybody's on that, and let's hope another great season. We're going to talk about the playoffs coming up and all that. But there you go. Did you tell everybody how they could get a hold of you?
You see it right there on the screen, at Digit Murphy everywhere, all things. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but we have a UWS, United Women's Sports NIL agency we started. We are kicking off in Tech Week down in New York City on June 6th. So any athlete that wants to come down to New York and sign up to be a United Women's Sports NIL athlete in my agency, our agency of co-founders Shirley Hahn and Aranda Kirby, come on down. But it's at Digit Murphy, all things at Digit Murphy.
We had a question, and it's not about your digits. It should be, but it comes from Patricia, and she wants to know, how come there's not a lot of female coaches in the National Hockey League, even though there's one in Seattle? But do you think next year and the year after there are going to be female coaches. And by the way, if there is female coaches in the National Hockey League, and you know where I'm going with this,
I do.
You're watching one of the late. If you any team in the National Hockey League, if you look at this show, by the way, I look good. All right. So if you look at this show, Digit Murphy should be your coach, and you will win one round in the National Hockey League playoffs.
Well, here's the thing about coaching, right? You would think that without women you would think that coaching hockey is harder than being a doctor or a lawyer. I mean, the fact that we have no head coaches and one woman does not speak to, it speaks to the game of hockey. It doesn't speak to society. I mean, women are accepted in all walks of life, all careers, everywhere. And to not have women in coaching positions in men's sports is, again, travesty, because I believe that the male athletes are losing out on another perspective. But I'm going to get back at Patricia, and I'm going to ask her why there are not all women coaching in the PWHL, because there are only 6 teams and now 7. Why did the new team, what's the team out in California, the UWSL, the soccer league, NWSL?
Yeah,
they just picked a guy, the Monarchs or whatever that collective out there. I should know the name of the team. They picked a guy to coach their team. Their brand is women, and they picked a guy to coach their team. So we have a long way to go. So I would counter with, not women aren't coaches in the NHL, but why aren't women coaching in their own sport?
And by the way, you mentioned the NWL. They had a game, first game in Canada here. They sold out, and game in Toronto, first game is going to be played at BMO Field, sold out, 14,500 fans. So there is a market. And you mentioned the PWHL, 800,000. If people are always emailing me, well, next year the cap will go up. No, they signed an 8-year deal in 8 years. So
there needs to be a strike. And if you looked at the CBA, there's all these rules against having a lockout and a strike. So who the heck knows? I mean, like it's so sad that they've also made the USA Hockey and the World Championships and the Olympics seem to be the be all end all for women's sports, as opposed to the opposite. The pros are supposed to be the top of the food chain, but they're not doing that.
And when you talk about Olympics in this last point before we close it out here, it's going to be Canada, US every year. Every year.
Not even close.
And it's, and people always ask, well, when is it going to be Canada, US? Well, who else is it going to be? Is it going to be Japan? You coach, when they're in started.
I mean, it's the same mostly in men's too, though, Joe. I mean, it's always Canada and US. I mean, you do have the Russia, Sweden.
Look, Russia wasn't part of this for face-off or whatever. But if you look at who Russia would have put on there, they would probably, give Canada a real, or America a real shot.
Well, look at the, Miracle on Ice. Like, who was the top team back then? It was the Russians. So, I think that people need to understand that there are hockey is a regional sport, and it's not a global sport. People don't, it is, because we have hockey. The IHF has done a great job, and the Olympics have done a great job with hockey. But at the end of the day, you need ice to play it, right? You're not playing it in Africa. You're not playing it that much in Australia, right? You're not playing it in China. You're not playing.
And you couldn't even get ice in the United States. They went into a mall.
We went to the mall. No, that was more of a gimmick. Okay, we can go talk. So, anyways,
all right.
Nice to chat with you, Joe. Again, I miss our podcasts.
You're going to talk to me for another 5 minutes, because we're going to do another show on the Maple Leafs Game 1 preview with Ottawa Trojans.
Let's go.
Look at the logo, Trojans. Okay. All right. That's Digit Murphy. All right. Hold on.